Directly ahead, the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. Democrats have been playing the race card, but it turns out the Obama administration may have just admitted they were partly to blame. Details next.
A new development on the polluted water disaster in Flint, Michigan. For years, the left has told Americans they are the ones who will keep the water clean. They are the ones who cared about safe drinking water. Remember?
To reliable supplies of clean water is a matter of human security. It's also a matter of national security.
Making sure that we've got clean air, clean water, a great future for our kids.
They do what they believe. These Republicans, they do what they believe. And they do not believe in government that has any role in clean air, clean water.
We had no environmental protection agency in 1970 in America. We had no one that was safeguarding our public drinking water.
Oh my God.
And Hillary Clinton just last weekend played the race card, saying the Republican governor didn't care.
We've had a city in the United States of America where the population, which is poor in many ways and majority African American, has been drinking and bathing in lead-contaminated water. And the governor of that state acted as though he didn't really care.
Well, guess what? It was also the Obama administration who dropped the ball. President Obama's EPA. How do we know this? The EPA administrator overseeing the water crisis in Flint has just resigned. So it's clear, Dana, the Republicans want polluted water. We want the water to be dirty so everybody drinks it and gets sick. Isn't that what everybody's saying?
It makes for a great soundbite in front of a crowd at a Democratic debate, but when you actually put the details of the story out, it's criminal to talk about it in a political way. You have a failure at every level of government, the city, the state, and now the EPA, the federal government. Basically, the question is, did the EPA at that regional level, the woman who resigned, had that region of the country under her care, did they bury the info, and did they not step in when they knew that they should have? In addition, the governor, who has already fired somebody, in January, early January, asked the White House for President Obama to declare the area a disaster because they need additional funds in order to help remedy the situation. President Obama didn't sign that for 2 weeks. Yesterday, or this week, I think Wednesday, President Obama went to Detroit to the auto show and could have gone to Flint, Michigan. And I think they usually make the right decisions on those things. I think the White House really missed an opportunity there.
It seems like the Environmental Protection Agency, not protecting the environment, they're actually polluting the environment. I mean, they did this in Colorado. They turned a river there bright orange. Yep. I think we have that picture. Oops, that was a mistake. That was an accident. And then all of a sudden, this Democratic city, no one can drink any water, and the EPA sat on this, and everyone's getting sick. And the president won't even go there bowling? What's that about?
Well, again, I agree with Dana. This is absolutely horrible what happened to these people. For almost 2 years, they've been drinking polluted water. The mayor was a Democrat. Can we not do politics? It doesn't matter who was a Republican, who was a Democrat. The bottom line is I think there's a smoking gun, though. If I'm not mistaken, there's an email going from either the regional EPA to the local EPA saying, don't put this information out yet until we're absolutely certain. In the meantime, months, a year goes by before they even alert the governor that there's a problem with the drinking water. Yeah. So it was a failure on so many levels.
Eric,
blame across the board, but just fix it.
And Eric, the city is still demanding that the residents there pay for that water that was poisoned.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Michael Moore a resident there? He could probably pay for some Poland Spring for these people. Don't you think he should pony up, Ebony?
Yeah, Jesse. Everything about this story, about this story actually turns my stomach. My issue with what Hillary said is this: I'm not going to take the governor off the hook here. I think he was as much a part of this failure as anybody else. But to bait in that way to a base that is slipping through her fingers, I'm talking about the black electorate right now. Look, that's fine, Mrs. Clinton, but tell us as a community what you have done specifically.
Oh, she sent two staffers.
Work. Yeah. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yes, big applause. You know what I'm saying? That's, again, my issue. My issue is not that you say you care, but what have you actually done when you've been given the opportunity, which many times she has?
People are now resigning or getting fired. That's a big deal in the Obama administration, KG. Usually they get to keep their jobs and their pensions.
Or promotion.
Or they get promoted,
They switch over to a different agency to screw that up. Yeah, I mean, look, this is a very important issue. I don't want to even see it as Democrat, Republican. The people who are pandering and making those comments that are inflammatory, shame on you. You know who you are, HRC. So here's the deal. Clean water. This is America.
Yeah.
Basic government responsibility.
Come on. I mean, they can't even get the water right.
Yeah. And the timeline, why did it take 2 years? This literally came to surface in April of 2014.
And I'll tell you why it took 2 years, because it is Flint, Michigan, not the upper income levels.
Sure.
Where frankly, there's more tax revenue coming in. They fix those water supplies really fast if something happens.
That's right. It's turning into Mexico. You can't drink the water and the government's corrupt. Coming up on the